So addition using place value disk works a whole lot like it does with base 10 blocks, except that it's not the proportional sizing that you're going to see. It's all uniform sizing. So if I'm working with, in my lower grades, in my K and my 1, when I start adding numbers together, even if I'm just doing 1 plus 3, you start with 1, you add 3 more, and then how many do you have? 4. So you can begin to do that. And it's really, really nice to do it there in the 10 frame, so you can see that. So if I built it on up, let's say I have 15 plus 23. Okay? So I would build 15 and then I'm going to add 23 to that. So if I add 3 in the ones place and 2 in the tens place, and then what do I have? I have 38. So that's that. But let's take it the next step and see what happens, you know, when I have to do a regroup situation. So let's go back to 15 plus 28. So again, I'm going to start with my 15. Plus 28. So I'm just going to put down my 28 down here. So there's 20, and I'm sticking them down here at the bottom. I have a little overflow area right there. So 20, okay, my 28 is down there, okay? So here's my 15, and this is my 28 that I'm going to be adding to it. So I'm going to start adding my 8 up here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what do we notice here? We notice we've got this 3 extra right there. So we need to do something with that. And the question is, of course, what do I do with it? Well, remember that when we filled in our 10 frame and we've got these extras, we're able to make an exchange here. We can exchange these 10 for one of these 10. So I'm going to slide those off and then put that here. Now, some students like to actually stack the 10 like so. Let's pretend they're all there. And then stick this one on top just because they need that extra visual there that these 10 became this one. Okay? Now mine aren't stacking so nicely right now because these are my magnetic ones, but you get the idea. Some kids like that extra visual, and that's fine. Okay, so we got rid of these 10, but we still have these 3 here. And the 10 we got rid of actually just moved to this place value, so this column in the place value. It didn't go away. It just moved over here and became a 10. So I've added my 8 ones, but I still have to come here and add my 2 10s from that. Okay, and now what do I have? I have 43. And it's really nice to do that alongside the standard algorithm here. 8 plus 5 is 13. Well, that's the 3 that I have left, and then the 10 that I exchanged is now over here in this column. So, and some people will do an intermediate step there where they actually draw that out. So this was 15 that we started with. We added on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more. And then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 of those come here, which leaves 3. 10 of them came here, and then of course we have our 2 other ones that we add on. So when you look at that, we've got 43 right there. Now, this same concept for addition works irregardless of whether I'm doing whole numbers or whether now I flip over in my place value chart and I add on, decimals. So if I'm adding on my decimals, if I can zoom back some, nope. Maybe I use in 4th grade just the tenths and hundredths, and in 5th grade tenths, hundredths, and thousandths, and I'm going to have my whole numbers back up there. It works the same way. So when I start adding, well, let's say we're just doing 3/10 plus 1 4/10, something along those lines. You do the same thing. You'll start here in your tenths place with 1, 2, 3/10, and then we're going to add to that 1 whole and 4/10. So of course I did one here where I don't have to regroup, but we're just sticking them in here. And this is really great time to talk about the whole, when you line up the decimals for addition here, it's not so much that you're lining up the decimals as much as you're lining up the places of the place value. So I add tenths to tenths. I didn't stick my 4/10 over here in the ones place. I stuck them in the tenths place because they are the same and I'm adding them up that way. So that is how you can use place value just to teach addition, and you can do that all the way up. I've even had kids going all the way up to the millions and billions because my chart unfolds all the way up, and it takes one whole time at a teacher table to do one problem, but we did it. We regrouped all the way over, and it's actually quite fabulous.